All right, what is going on, guys? It is the Chasing Waypoints podcast. We are back from Sonora Rally, and I do apologize. It has been a couple of days since we posted. The plan was once we were down there to actually start posting and getting some live podcasts going, but we were on the timing and scoring duties with Rally Comp and down there representing them and helping bridge the gap between Rally Comp and the Sonora Rally organization. So had a ton of fun doing that. Got to talk to a lot of great people. Met a lot of great people. Looking forward to definitely getting some guests on the show. Now that we're back, we're going to get back into our normal weekly podcast. I do once again apologize, but hey, you know what? We were having a lot of fun down there, so I am absolutely excited to bring you guys some new episodes, get to recap and do some different stuff with some of the guys that we met down there and got a chance to talk to. But tonight, well, tonight's tonight. I'll probably post this tonight anyway, just because it's been a while since we posted a podcast episode, and then we'll see you guys back here in a day or two for Sunday. But tonight, we've got somebody special. We're doing another In the Bivouac episode. This time around is going to be with none other than Mason Klein. So, Mason Klein, one of the young guns now in Rally Raid. We're going to be hearing his name a lot more often. He has been training with Skylar Howes, running around, getting road books made. He's kind of the road book guy in that duo. Both those guys making their own road books, but apparently Mason Klein is really efficient at making them. So I'm curious to pick his brain a little bit about how he goes about making it, and then also how his experience was with Sonora Rally. So let's get him the link. See if we can get him on the show here in just a second. Turn down the music a little bit too hot. Too much party going on. So hope everybody has been well. Make their own road books and getting ready. Get some stuff going. I did get to see a few of the Sonora towers in person. Mo Hart running one specifically on his bike. That thing was pretty awesome for sure. So if you guys haven't checked them out yet, I highly recommend them. A very clean and simple way of getting your road book stuff on a bike, and pretty universal. So I was pretty pumped on seeing that. So, and it did well. All 5 stages, no problems. So it was pretty rad. All right. Let's get that link over to him. There it is. Let's kill the music. Let's see if we can hear him in here. But yeah, so it has been an interesting ride for sure. Got to spend some time down there. Oh, I think I hear him. Mason, what's up, dude?
What's up? Just sitting in my house, getting ready for this.
Nice. So, tell me a little bit. Are you fully recuperated, Sonora Rally?
Yeah, it's funny. My brother and I actually went on another ride the day after we got back because he was so bored just watching me ride the whole week.
Nice. So do you guys train together? Are you both doing road books?
Yeah, Carter does road books, but not as much as me. Like my dad and I usually do all the training together. Him and I just train for like regular riding stuff.
Oh, okay. Nice. So let's start there. Where did this whole rally thing get started for you?
Well, actually, I went to a KTM adventure ride thing, and I met some of the guys from Moto Minded, and basically they let me know if I want to start doing stuff, I should start talking to Scott Bright, and he actually had a school, and from there I was able to do some of my first road books, and yeah, I was hooked.
Nice.
I was like, I was sick of all the desert race and all the other stuff. I was like, this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference for you between the two? I mean, because you're obviously very proficient on the bike. I mean, you can ride this thing. So that's...
Well, I like to fill up my tank all the way, ride until I'm out, get to fill it up again and keep going. That's pretty much that's the best thing in the world for me.
Nice. Get to put the miles on it. And that,
yeah, I like that.
versus the desert racing. I mean, desert racing usually is more of a sprint race, right? I mean, you're just as fast as you can go.
I wouldn't say a race like Sonora wasn't a sprint race, because I feel like we were definitely pushing the whole time.
Yeah.
But the difference between the desert racing and the local district stuff now is I feel like it's more loop racing, and with rally, you're always seeing something new, and that's what I really like about it.
Okay, so more of the adventure aspect. And so
yeah,
how much rally stuff have you done? So this year Sonora Rally was your officially second rally that you've done, or
this year was my first time finishing the Sonora Rally.
Okay,
and my second time doing it.
Okay.
And I started doing rally, like I said, in 2018 with Scott Bright.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, 2018 to 2020, it was just a lot of practice, learning how to do it, making sure I was ready to actually line up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I practiced everything but bike prep, because a ground wire mounted into plastic on the way it came from the factory from KTM was through the subframe and into plastic, threaded into plastic. Huh. And I guess that's not the perfect way to do it for rally. So yeah. that was some part of the learning from year one.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously had a whole year to get ready for the next year. I was like, Mom, Dad, I need a real bike, one that's meant to be doing this. And I'm really glad we got one. We were able to get one in from Dakar.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a pretty solid bike the whole week, no problems. Bike was good every day, and I was really happy about that.
Yeah, and you're out there setting records. And I think in one of the times that we chatted before the stage start, you were talking about had not dropped the bike yet.
Yeah,
and that was a goal of yours, right?
Yeah, for sure. Keep it on two wheels always.
And then something interesting happened on stage one. The stage got cut short, and the way the cards fell, you ended up leading out on stage two.
Yep, fastest person to the check one, just like it was year one.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, I've done it before, but it didn't actually mean anything, and now it actually meant something. And I was really happy because I've been telling my dad, I prefer to lead out. That's the way I train. Obviously, I don't really have anyone else to ride with, so I'm always going first. And I feel less stress when I'm by myself going first. And so I was really happy about that.
And that's very unique, because a lot of people everybody dreads, if you walk through the bivouac and you talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, I got to lead out tomorrow. And it's like, they don't want to do that. And it seems like you feel at home leading out.
Yeah. Well, for me, I feel like my issue, I don't really have an issue with navigation. Mm-hmm. The only thing is where everybody else gets me is actual riding ability. Mm-hmm. So when I do start back, obviously I wouldn't lose as much time, because they have to slow down their riding speed to match their navigation speed. Where if I start first, I have to navigate as good as I can and ride as hard as I can. I feel like I'm pushing the whole time. Whereas if I start further back, it's more about riding speed.
Yeah, and trying to catch the guy, or roping the guy in front of you.
Yeah, I feel like it's obviously you still have to navigate, but it's less of the work. Yeah,
less work, but more riding speed. And from what I heard, and on one of the days, I'm trying to remember, was it day one or day two? I think I heard Ricky Brabeck when he came back. I guess you had a pretty big moment out in the dunes, right?
Yeah, trying to stay up there with Andrew. I didn't even know Ricky was there, which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah. Basically, he caught me right near the end of the stage. And I was like, all right, so I'm not just going to let him go. I let him go around me. Not that I had a choice. He got around me, and I basically told myself, I just want to try to keep up with them. And the way they're hitting stuff is just so insane. Like, I'm getting pretty sketch, and they're just hitting anything they want. Like, any bump in the ground, they just go right through it, launch off any dune. Andrew's pretty insane. Like, you could see where the Supercross might have a good role in the dunes, because he's thinking of the ground as a jump, you know. Or I'm like, that's a dune, I need to roll over that. He says the less time on the ground, the better.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep up with them, I started swapping out. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just all suspension. In the future, probably have that more worked out if I have some more time on the bike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now the bike is in the garage, so you'll get a chance to tune it and do more, get it more to your riding style. How much time did you have on the bike before Sonora Rally?
I put a total of, I think, 15 hours on it, just doing some practice stuff. Mm-hmm. Went to Glamis, did a few road books. Okay. My friend Ryan Narino gave me a few books. Mm-hmm. We did some training with Jake Argybright. Okay. And I did a good amount of training with Happy Dave.
Oh, okay.
In DuPont.
Yeah.
So a few road books, but none of it obviously race pace. So you're focusing on practicing navigation, you know. You get to the race, you forget that you forgot to set the bike up. So that was just something I was dealing with kind of all week, trying to decide which way to turn the clickers. Yeah,
and go back and forth. Do you have a suspension guy, somebody that you work with already, or are you more self-taught?
Well, I talked to DT Racing throughout the week. It's John Tallarico. Mm-hmm. And he kind of just walked me through like, if it's doing this, you should try this. And that was really helpful. Mm-hmm. So, and he also does our race stuff, like for regular desert racing. Mm-hmm. And we think his work is pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that obviously, I mean, after seeing what you saw with these guys, you know, clearing dunes and doing all of this stuff, you can tell it's like a relationship. So it's somebody that you've already been working with for a while. He knows what you like. He knows your riding ability. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, now it's just a matter of dialing this thing in.
Yeah, exactly. A couple more hundreds of thousands of hours and I'll get my bike feeling just right.
Well, these things, it's crazy, right? So what's your desert bike? What do you race in the desert?
In the desert, I have a 2020 450 XC with 6 gears. Mm-hmm. It's like the perfect machine for the desert, in my opinion. Smooth power because it's the XC. Mm-hmm. And got that set up pretty good, I feel like. Yeah.
And how does that, I mean, the obvious question, right? How close or how far apart is that from the rally bike?
The rally bike's way better, honestly.
Really?
Suspension, mm-hmm. It feels like there's more of it, right?
Okay.
The bike stays straight. Gotcha. You hit stuff, unless you got 8 gallons of gas total, you just got filled up and you're in the dunes, you know? Mm-hmm. Might get a little sketchy, but it is like the most solid bike I ever rode. The sound, so much better. It might also be because there's no packing left in the pipe. But
whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Technical things.
Yeah.
The motor, mm-hmm. It's just the gear. My gearing on it is pretty unbelievably tall or short. I don't know. It's a 1449 and I'm going 110 plus. Wow. Where my training KTM 500, I run a 1445 and I could barely get 105. Mm-hmm. So it has a lot of power. Obviously, it's a huge advantage in the dunes because it's basically meant for that kind of riding.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to explain why it's better, but it's just better.
Yeah.
You know?
It turns in better. I mean...
Yeah, flat tracking is so nice. The weight is so down low in the front tanks. Mm-hmm. The skid plate is huge, so you can hit anything you want. It's a great bike.
And this is, so you'd mentioned earlier that this was one of the BAS bikes that you got?
Exactly, yeah.
They're running, this was a factory bike, right? Do you know what year is this thing?
This is a 2020 450 RFR. It's actually the same one Skylar raced at Andalusia before he raced Dakar.
Okay.
So it didn't have too many hours on it.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so yeah, so this is new. This is like the latest generation of these bikes.
Well, actually, Skylar was on a 21 in Dakar.
Oh, okay.
And now coming out with the 22s. So it's like a 2-year-old bike.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it.
Okay.
But it's the same year as my 450 that I have here. So,
yeah.
I mean, a 2020 isn't old.
No, right?
But
that is only last year.
yeah. Well, when we go to Dakar, I guess I was going to be on a bike that's probably 2 years newer, which is kind of crazy to think.
Yeah.
In the span of 1 year, they're already 2 years ahead.
That's crazy. But I mean, that's the game, and especially now that Honda's been all of a sudden brought it to the table.
Yeah, I know they've definitely been doing a lot of work. I'm sure.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose again.
No, and then insult to injury is then Honda backs it up with another win.
Yeah.
Next year.
Well, hopefully getting Kevin on their side will help them out a little bit. Got a few more teammates to help each other out there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that should definitely, and that's pretty crazy. I mean, that like everybody helping everybody, and I mean, you've seen it, and you've been in on that, and everybody's keeping an eye on you when you're out, out and about.
Yeah, it's nice knowing that there's a good chance that because you're all going the same way, there's always going to be someone out there to pick you up if you're down.
Yeah, catch you on the other side, or if you're feeling a little lost or trouble with the navigation. But did you have any big navigation stuff happen this rally? Stuff where you went off track. I mean, just really got turned around.
I think it might have been day 3.
Okay.
There was a I'm not even actually sure. Justin Morgan and I ended up together because the road says it's a road, but I felt like it should have been like a more or less visible road in the road book because it was just not on the ground, Mm-hmm. It was difficult because like you're looking for something, but you should be looking for something else.
Gotcha. So that's,
I don't know. I feel like it wasn't an issue, but it was a mess up.
It was easy. Yeah, it was easy to throw you off. Like you said, I mean, if you're looking for one thing and then you blow right by what it actually was, even though they know it was bad. And so you do a lot of road book making, right? That's what you're.
Yeah.
Okay. What? I mean, it's how this was actually in the intro. You'll hear it once you hear the episode, but that was one of the things I wanted to pick your brain about because in talking to Skylar on a previous episode, he was talking that you can come up with road books like really fast. And how do you go about it? Like, okay, I want a road book for, I'm not even going to say California because all the gates are locked here, but say in Skylar's neck of the woods, how do you go about making a road book for that, even though you've maybe not been there?
Okay, so let's just say you are Skylar and you say, hey, Mason, I want to go ride my dirt bike. I want to do some road books. This is where I live. Can you look at the area? And basically what I'll do is I'll go on Google Earth and I'll look at the area. Way different when I get there, by the way.
Yeah.
But, basically just you got to zoom in pretty far, make sure there's no gates. That's the biggest thing is looking for gates. And you get pretty creative.
Okay.
And
you just
I don't know, hard to explain for sure.
Well, so it sounds like you just fly and to a certain point it's like you're hoping for the best, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Writing everything like everything is dangerous, you don't have all of the exact details in the book, but you have the general directions.
Yeah, it's easy to make like a super detailed, good navigation road book. But when you get there and you're actually riding the road book, things can be a lot different. For example, where I am near Palmdale, there's a lot of roads on Google Earth, and you get there, and the roads, they just moved them over. Like they just got a tractor and they moved the road over to put in some solar panels. So I'll be doing a road book. I'll get to the end of the road. The waypoint will open up. It's supposed to be at that intersection, but really it's like 400 feet to the right.
Gotcha.
In the middle of some solar panels. So
oops. Yeah.
It's obviously it can get pretty difficult when everything's changing.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you need to make corrections. And in Sonora, obviously, they had a few corrections this year, and that's kind of all part of it. So if you make the road book, you have to ride it. You got to verify it. And that's what I've been doing with Skylar. I went up like a week or two ago, right before Sonora. Okay. And we're just getting all the routes verified, and getting the final checks done on it so they're ready for other people to ride.
Nice.
It's definitely a process, multiple hour process, but getting the main chunk of it done is what I'm pretty good at.
Yeah. At least getting something, that you can print out and get out there and at least give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think for a lot of people, that's the hardest thing. Cause the whole thing with this podcast is to try and get more people into Rally Raid and share stories like yours. Like, hey, this is how I do things, and this is what I'm noticing, and this is what I do.
Yeah. And that's the thing. With road books, it feels like there's not a lot of people that want to really share. So if you ever want a road book and you want it soon, you could add me on Instagram, message me on Instagram, Mason_Klein1. Just let me know where you want it, and I'll make you a road book. I got road books in Canada, Arizona,
nice.
San Francisco.
There you go.
Like anywhere you want, I probably could get something done for you.
Yeah.
Just kind of sick of all the people keeping them secret, Yeah. It's you want to get more people into the sport, but you don't want to let them ride.
And that is a difficult part. Because now just thinking at somebody that's starting from zero is like, okay, well, I have the money, right? Brought to you in part by Visa. Talk to Matthew Glade. I got all of the, I got the Sonora Tower, got everything done. Okay, now what do I load into this road book holder? And now they got to go learn. Do you use Rally Navigator, Tulip? What's your tool of choice?
So for the last couple of years, I've been using Tulip, but now I'm back to Rally Navigator, working with the actual creators of it. And we're working on a new program. It's like a desktop version rather than on the browser. So we've just been doing a lot of testing with that.
Nice.
And I really like it so far. It's got a lot of new features that aren't on the website, and you can get some pretty detailed stuff. Like it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge update. And they were down there, Mike Shirley and Dave Peckham.
Yeah, I saw them driving around every day,
following the caravan and doing that. But
yeah,
I agree with you on that one, because in previous experience with Baja Rally and having to do roadbook changes, in Catavina where there was like no internet, it just was very, very, very difficult. So I'm glad that they're doing this desktop version.
Yeah, and that was the thing with Tulip was it was easy. The road books, you get the PDF file right off the program. It is done in like a second. With the browser version, if you have bad internet, it would take forever.
Yeah.
Now with this new program they're working on, it's just so much quicker and so much easier.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to that. That's definitely going to be a huge training tool to help make road books faster. And I'm sure. I didn't ask Darren or Roto about what program they were using, but I'm pretty sure they're on Rally Navigator itself, because it's just like kind of that's the program. It's at a professional level. Tulip.
Yeah, it looks like they're using the website version, which is great because it has all the automatic coloring, which is something pretty nice. One thing they did this year is they gave us the road books in the morning, and I thought that was definitely pretty cool. I don't understand how the Dakar organization gets all the road books so perfect in time for the morning. It's obviously really difficult. Yeah. There's always something to fix.
Exactly. There's always that one, that one note or something, that's just like, if we just made this tweak, and we saw it a lot, at Sonora Rally, right? We saw the changes that were posted on the trailer and how the organization was constantly updating that.
I think they did a good job though of I had no problems once I was out there.
Nice.
They did a good job making sure all the road books were good by the time we got them.
Yeah. Not an easy feat with as many notes as have to be in there, and all the notes have to be spot on or you're going to have people riding off into the sunset.
Go 180 degrees the wrong way in the middle of the dunes, gas.
Exactly, on a warm day. And there was a lot of people. everybody on, I think, yeah, it was day 3, I think, was the big dune day where everybody kind of came back in. Or was that 4? I'm trying to remember.
I had 8 gallons of gas, and I swear I almost ran out.
Oh, damn.
Because I run my rear tanks 75 to 100 kilometers, and I switched to the front. By the time I got to the fuel stop at like 130 kilometers in, I was out of gas in the front. Wow. So I don't know how far I can go on the front tanks, but I ran through over 4 gallons, almost 5 gallons.
Just getting through that.
And I was like, wow. It's pretty stressful when you see the fuel light come on and you're not at the fuel stop anywhere near it.
Oh, man. Yeah. And then then it was hot day.
Then you think about the other people, yeah. And that all adds up. Hot days, lots of dunes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't make it up the dune once. You just added a lot more riding to your day.
Yeah. Well, and then I heard stories, some of the, the sand being really soft, and then some of the waypoints like being at the very tip of the dune. So it wasn't.
Yeah, I think that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, but man,
if you're going to go around it, you still have to go back to the top anyways.
Yeah. So no matter what, it was
only good because you just have to hope that it's not on the other side of the dune on the top, which luckily this year it wasn't. But I think in the other years it was. They'd put it on the other side of the dune.
Okay.
So you get right to the top, right as you're about to go over it, and then it clicks. But if you get your front wheel over, then you're pretty much screwed.
Gotcha. You got to swing the thing around, come back down, and then go, get around it or on to the next one.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
But yeah, the dips were tough this year for sure. It was a difficult, like the riding part of it was difficult this year, honestly.
Yeah.
Last year, I think it was more navigation. This year I had a few good days, actual real good navigation last halves of the day. And I really like that too.
Yeah. Well, it makes it interesting, and it levels the playing field for sure. You can't just be fast. You got to be able to navigate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what, I was just thinking on the training, you mentioned Andalusia earlier. You were out there with Skylar, right? Didn't you guys go and do some training over on that? Yeah,
we had Bart Vandervelden from Dakar. He's like the team manager. Basically drove us all around Europe for a month.
Nice.
Pretty grateful about that. Yeah. But anyways, after Andalusia, we drove straight to Jordi Villadams, the team manager of Red Bull KTM, the rally team.
Yeah.
We were there for about a week doing some roadbook training, seeing how the KTM guys do it. And then we went to Holland and we did like another week or two of riding there. Just Bart says, "You want to ride? Here's a bike." It was pretty nice.
That's awesome. And did you notice stuff in the roadbook? Like, do they do roadbooks differently? Did you pick up stuff to do and incorporate in your own roadbook?
Yeah, there's a lot of new things that I've started doing with mine. For example, like, it probably means nothing to anybody who doesn't know what it means, obviously, but Cap Moy and adding more, just like the style of road book. Like if there's a million trails, instead of putting an arrow and drawing all the trails, you just say you have to get lucky and pick the right one, basically. So you're never leaving out information. You're giving all the information necessary while still making it difficult navigation. And that's something that's pretty good, I think, because before you think you're making it difficult navigation because you're leaving information out, but that doesn't seem fair to me. I think you should make it difficult by adding all the information and the actual navigation being difficult. So that's what I learned from Jordy, kind of, is add just the perfect amount of information. Don't leave anything out.
Okay.
So add more.
So that would be
right.
So that would be, I mean, and yeah, for the ones playing the home game, so that's basically your cap heading, so your compass heading, and then it's like a more or less.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then in your center tulip, instead of having, having to draw these 10 trails that peel off in different directions, you just kind of give a general arrow and then you have that cap heading.
Yeah, exactly. A kilometer down the road, if the trail starts going too far left, you need to pick up on that and know that you need to start going right. Stuff like that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so, I was just thinking on the training, you mentioned Andalusia earlier. You were out there with Skylar, right? Didn't you guys go and do some training over on that?
So
But I mean, this is stuff that these guys, I mean, that's all they do over there. They don't really do sprint racing. You know, what we would consider sprint racing, right? The off-road loop races and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's more people doing that. So of all the places that you rode, was there a favorite?
Yeah, definitely Holland, because from Holland, we went to Germany, and like, we were everywhere. From Holland, you can get to anywhere. We went to all the MXGP tracks. We went to Jeffrey Hurling's backyard, basically, riding the tracks there. By the way, you think sand here is difficult. You've never done sand, apparently, because Skylar and I, I mean, I'm not going to say Skylar had a hard time, but we were done about the same time as maybe a beginner would be done here at Glen Helen, you know? Like, we couldn't last over there.
Really?
The riding is difficult. Yeah, it's insane. So they say deep sand, you get in the sand, you can't control your bike. You give it gas and it goes where it wants to.
Wow. So,
I don't understand how they ride so good there.
And so, okay, so now comparing Glamis to the dunes in Sonora to that. So,
a really, really, really hot day in Glamis, super soft sand, is like a wet day there, basically.
Oh, damn. So it's like they make this sand for this.
It's like the same texture of like sand, difficult to get through, but it's like that when it's wet there.
That's crazy.
So it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Like
and then there's also trees. We were riding through trees on like hiking trails. There's like 1 million people out because it was like COVID time. We're just like riding on sidewalks, saying hi to all the locals, talking to the horses, just cutting right across people's farms. Don't tell anyone, but
no, nobody. I got to figure out how to block this from going into Holland.
Yeah, honestly, you should, because Bart might not be happy. He probably doesn't even know we were doing that. You see a cop, you don't stop because you're on like a $40,000 rally bike. You're never getting the bike back if you get pulled over.
Wow.
Just riding it in another country.
Yeah. So one thing that rings true, and everybody that we've talked to has said it, and you're saying it now, is basically if you get into rally raid, it's an adventure. You're going to see the world.
You're going to see the world. You're going to meet new people. People are nicer over here. They say you meet the nicest people on a Honda. You haven't met the people with the rally tower and a road book holder.
It's a whole nother.
I think they are truly the nicest people.
Yeah.
We met French people. You know how French people hate Americans? It's all different when they got a road book holder. Regis, perfect example. They call him Frenchie. Not very creative, if you ask me, but he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
He came over a couple weeks before Sonora. We did some training. Dude drove from San Francisco to come to my house and ride. I think that's just so awesome.
Yeah. And it's very true. If anybody's ever, like, more people, just to try and get more people, even to go just to the events and check out the bivouacs, like, there's tons of, everybody shows up to the line. You were there, obviously you were there all 5 stages and saw it and were part of it. Like, everybody just shows up and they're just, shooting and talking about the previous day's adventures or whatever. Like, it's not like, I think it's very different from desert racing. Desert racing is like all game face.
You show up to the bomb and you're like, don't talk to me. You're on the start line for the liaison to the special and you're like, hey, how's it going? Yesterday was crazy. Good luck today.
Yeah.
Get to the start of the special. Everybody's going pee. We're exercising, having a good time, getting ready to go out for a 3-hour sprint. Nobody's worried about anything. We're just here to ride. No drama, no stress. Have fun.
Very, very,
I think
very
that's
different.
best.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, I mean, for me, catching up, like I spent time with Mike Johnson, Mo Hart, and Jim Pearson in their camp, and just listen to everybody talk, and just all the adventures. Or when you guys would come in and all hang out in the, at the rally comp area when you guys were coming in and I was pulling times and all that stuff. It's like everybody's just talking about their adventures already and how it was. And like, there's no like that rivalry, like, oh, don't talk to me, I'm so-and-so. Or it's like, no, everybody's just chill and everybody just talks to everybody. And it's really, really cool. And then you get to hear all the stories.
Yeah. I wish I had better stories. I get to the finish line and I forget what just happened the whole day. It takes me like a couple days to remember what just happened.
Kind of catch up on it. Well,
you see so much stuff in such a short period of time.
It's difficult
to comprehend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, that's what Rally Raid is, right? I mean, you go out, see the world. So. There's
supposed to be like a crashed airplane out there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Never saw it. I think it was in the road book last year too. Never saw it.
Yeah.
You got to be looking for sure. And it's hard to remember, like, you're there to have fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously a race, but it's a really fun race.
Yeah. It's a very different thing. And I mean, and everybody, like, I mean, you're going there and to be competitive. I mean, what you were mentioning earlier is like, all right, I'm going to hang with them. I'm going to try and keep up with them and do that stuff. And there's, I've talked to other guys where it's like, oh yeah, I stopped and took, 3 smoke breaks and I took a bunch of pictures. And, it's like stopped for lunch. I had one guy one year tell me that they were having difficulty navigating. They were in a small town. They got to the small town. They decided to peel off, go have lunch, and then rejoin the rally later.
That is so awesome.
I'm like, dude,
you couldn't do that in a 1-hour desert race.
No,
ever. Never do. You have till the sun goes down at a rally, or if you're in Dakar, you have till the race starts the next day.
It's crazy. But I mean, but those are the stories, and then they get upset. Well, why am I getting a penalty? Because you did not finish the stage in time because you were busy having tacos. It's very simple, actually.
Because you're like, well, whatever, I'll go ride today. I don't care. Got another whole other day.
Yeah.
Got the rest of the week to ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go do it again. I don't care. It was fun.
Yeah, just don't run me by any more taco stands and we will be cool.
Yeah, it's kind of their fault, huh?
Yeah. Well, they didn't have to make the road book go through that town.
Exactly.
But it's fun. So, tell me about Dakar. What's the plan?
Well, my plan is basically I need more time on a rally bike. So Bart invited me to come back down to Holland and do some more training. I think we're going to go do some more days with Jordy and just get some more seat time in. And then, the next race is definitely going to be Dakar because basically every other rally out there costs just as much as Dakar because it's not in America. Gotcha. So we need to save all the money we can for the big race. Basically just a lot of training, a lot of practice.
Yeah.
You can't ever get enough practice.
Well, it's the doing two things at once. Well, like you said, I mean, it's you feel the navigation is your strong suit.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason one of the big reasons why I can have my name so far up the list is because of my navigation. But if I want to be really competitive, I need to get some more experience and actually learn how to ride the way the pros do.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure they have. Well, I guess that would be cool because if you're going to spend that much time with Bart and those guys, and they're going to have a similar bike for you that you can ride, that'll be the opportunity to learn maybe some of the suspension stuff, some of the stuff that you may be able to bring back and apply to yours here.
Yeah, exactly. Just being around those people, it's so helpful because you learn stuff you'd never learn in a million years.
Yeah, it changes the learning curve, where you're here having to try figure out this 2020, rally bike, which, nobody really rides around here anyway. I mean, it's like
nobody has one.
Yeah. So
that's why I've been trying to hang out with Skylar, I guess, just trying to steal all his factory secrets.
Yeah. All the secret sauce.
Yeah, I've just been trying to learn to him. Skylar's been kind of my mentor, honestly.
They've gotten a chance to pick up on some stuff.
Yeah.
Are these your 2020 is running the larger forks on it, right? What are they, like 50 something millimeter?
No. Mine have the same cone valves you'd buy from like your local dealership, the 48s.
Okay.
I think the 52s are like $6,000 just for the forks.
Ugh.
Then you got to get the oversized triple clamp. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like over $10,000 just to get all the bigger suspension.
Just to do all that.
It's obviously better than EXC 500 stock suspension, like I was running last year. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, unlike you said, I mean, the bike just feels more secure already. Yeah. So, but like
I don't know what it really feel like on a rally bike. I don't know what the difference is, but they look pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, we know a guy that's got a Husky that might, let you throw a leg over it.
Yeah, I asked him. He's pretty protective over that thing.
He said, nope.
Yeah.
I could see. But I mean, either way, I mean, like, yeah, you're still talking about the 52s on these bikes, the 52 millimeter forks. That's kind of a newer.
They're huge.
Yeah, you look at the bike and you're going, dude, that thing is all fork tube.
Yeah, you look on the stanchion all the way to the lug. It's like almost bigger than the fork lug where the axle goes through.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But still, 48s, cone valve, tuned right, is still going to be super competitive. It's not like it's not.
Yeah, it's not like it's not amazing because they are amazing, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, a little more tuning and seat time, like you said, and then, off to the races.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So when does the adventure start? Go back with Bart and those guys? You guys pick a date already?
Sometime in the summer, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I got a COVID vaccine first shot recently, just so it's easier to get over the other countries. I don't really know if you need it for the airplane, but I think you need it to get off the airplane.
Oh, gotcha.
When you land.
Yeah.
And it's easier than getting a shot every 3 days or a nose
test.
pick. Yeah. Brain dig.
I had to do that right before Sonora, and then I went, and then I found out that one of the local pharmacies had the Johnson & Johnson one, so I got my 6G upgrade before I went to Sonora. And so but yeah, and kind of it's just this is okay. Apparently, this is just going to make it easier to travel and do things. So all right, whatever.
I basically did it because my mom said it's easier for her.
Oh, okay.
It just simplifies a lot of things. A lot less appointments.
Yeah.
A lot less pain. Well, actually, that's not even true. My arm's like it's been killing.
Yeah. Which one did you get? Moderna or Pfizer?
Pfizer.
Oh, okay. I've heard better. Everybody that I work with that got the Moderna one, shot number 2 really wiped them out. So, but I haven't heard anything about Pfizer doing that. So,
my mom felt pretty bad after her second shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so, and that's, I completely didn't even mention anything about that, but that's actually really cool. So you had the whole family with you at Sonora, huh?
Yeah, actually, that was pretty much the best part.
Nice.
Talk about factory support. I had better than factory support, honestly. My brother, my dad, Felipe, my mom, anything I ask, I'm just like, I need a drink of water, please.
Yeah.
No. Actually, that didn't even happen. They were like forcing me to drink water. I tried to do my own tires. I was embarrassing the pit crew apparently, so I had to sit back down and drink more water.
There you go.
They spend like 5 hours just. They were working on the bike longer than I rode it every day. It's true though.
Yeah.
Every day, longer than I rode it, they were working on it, making it just going over every last part, cleaning it, make it look shiny, ready to go for the next day. Nice.
And so, how does the dynamic explain the pit crew to me? What does mom do? What does dad do? Felipe, your brother, what are they? What's the?
My mom is food, navigation pill. Keep me calm. Tell me what to do in the morning. Don't be crazy.
Okay.
Pictures, love and affection.
There you go.
My brother, he's honestly like He knows everything about dirt bikes. He knows everything about factory stuff. Like, he looks at his dirt bike and says, I need a different axle nut because factory Husky has a different axle nut. So I'm going to get that factory Husky axle nut. So he basically just tells my dad and our friend Felipe and David, who were there, he tells them what to do. He's like the head mechanic, I would say.
Okay.
My dad is like the stressed guy. He's like, gotta make sure everything is 100%.
Okay.
And Felipe is the unstressed guy, but he's going to get everything done.
All right.
So we kind of need everybody. Yeah. Last year it was just me, my dad, and Felipe and David. And if we didn't have Felipe, we probably would have just went home early after day one because my dad was stressed.
Yeah.
Like a million hours in the middle of Mexico, Sonora, Mexico, bike's broken. I'm on the sat phone and people are coming up to me. I was on the phone with my mom and these dudes came up to me and they started yelling at me and I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're saying. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do. They're yelling at me. Thought I was going to die. My dad came 100 miles an hour in the Sprinter van through a river, drifting. I swear he was going faster than side-by-sides. Saved the day. He said, keep going. And then they pulled me off early, even though I was already past people. It's this whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
Year one was learning. It was learning.
Yeah.
Anyways, great dynamic. Great people. Yeah. Love them.
Well, and that's, you get to share that experience with your family. And like I say, everybody's got their role on the team that they play. And everybody's role is important as the next person's on the team. So it's awesome to have
exactly
there. And I mean, and be supportive. I mean, like, dude, you're doing big things. Like literally we were talking, you've got to be probably one of the youngest competitors, right? Headed, with Dakar in the books, like looking to go.
Yeah, I think so. My mom was saying like 10 years younger than the guys who are doing good.
Yeah.
The guys who are doing good, I mean. Yeah. So I want to be doing good and be young. I think it feels cool to say 19 and have my name next to people like Kendall Norman, Justin Morgan, Skyler, Ricky, Nacho.
Exactly.
I think that's the cool part is just like I have a few years to be as good as them. Yeah. And my dad told me, he was like, I'm there now. And I think about that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're like, it would be one thing if, with the navigation skills, that's the cool part about rally, right? Everybody ends up seated where they're going to be seated. Your navigation and your riding skill and all of that stuff. So your name was always floating up to the top. It wasn't like it was down at the bottom and down, riding clean days and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're right there, and the difference is
I just try to stay consistent.
Yeah. And I mean, and consistency comes with practice and with time and, all the age old, stuff that, smooth as fast and all that stuff, everybody already knows that stuff, but you're already there, you're getting to that.
Well, what I meant to say was like almost there, basically there, but same thing.
Yeah.
I want to be there. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the other side of it too, is you can't be conformist. So, which you're not, which is good. So I could do better. I know I could do this. I know I could do that. So,
yeah.
And you got a pretty good plan, man. You're going to go Holland, do some training. And
I'm pretty excited.
That's epic. When I saw you guys, so, and where, so all the way back to the beginning, where did you get started? I mean, obviously it was out in the desert and doing races and stuff like that. So whose fault was it? Was it your dad that got you bike? Was
my
mom
dad?
encouraged?
It was my dad. My dad, honestly, he's so good at riding. He's got like a lot of number one plates, expert 250 class and everything in district racing. Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, he's just like, he decided he was going to go slower.
Okay.
He's like, everything changes when you got kids, apparently. Mm-hmm. So we started racing. He still raced, got more number one plates. Mm-hmm. Really good. I'm not good at talking. This is good for me because I want to learn how to talk, obviously.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to be smoother.
Nah.
But district racing. My dad started doing district races because someone invited him out there. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm not going to do it unless there's a race for my kids. Mm-hmm. So the first time he ever did a district race, well, that's not true. First time we ever went to a district race, there was a kids race, and he's like, all right, we're racing. So he kind of got hooked, and he's like, it's our turn.
Nice.
I think that was in like 2010 or something.
Yeah. Nice. Well, and then off to the races. and here we are.
Doing desert GP stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I want to go further. 100 miles, National Hound, it's not enough.
Yeah. No, 300, 400, 500 kilometer days is seems to be about right.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll do a few longer days than that in Dakar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that'll be enough. We'll see. We'll see if I'm tired. I don't know. Might be kind of tired.
Yeah. Should
probably start eating now.
Well, it's getting the diet and getting everything. I mean, it's I guess one guy I would tell you to maybe talk to about riding really long distances, Colton Udall. He's like,
I talked to him a lot.
400-600 mile. I mean, like he will put some miles down on a bike. So but you're already talking to him. So now,
Sonora last year I started talking to him a lot just because super nice guy.
He is. He's very, like, a lot of people is like, I've been around off-road racing for a long time, but now talking to people in the bivouacs and just treating it as like, dude, everybody's just so chill and down to earth. It's not it's not the like I said, kind of like the Hare and Hounds, and you can feel that vibe. I've been to one Hare and Hound over at District 37 over on this side of the. Well, no, that's your neck of the wood too. Yeah, so you can feel that vibe. It's just you walking through the pits and kind of like everybody's checking everybody, and it's kind of
like
different.
It's like everybody's got their own group, and in rally everybody works together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there really is no like just us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's what
everybody.
That's what makes it unique.
Yeah.
Nice. So what, all right. So on the personal side of things, are you still in school, college, you studying engineering? What are the plans?
For like a year now, since I graduated, basically, I've just been doing college classes, summer and winter.
Okay.
When I was in Andalusia, I was doing school, like computer programming classes.
Okay.
And I thought that was a lot of work. I'm still doing that, obviously. Like every Monday through Thursday, I got college classes, and then I help my dad with his work whenever I'm not doing school. Okay. And then if I can find time, I'll be making road books in between classes and hoping for some free weekends to actually go ride them with my dad.
Nice. So does your dad do road books as well?
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Okay, nice.
I've been telling him I want to get him to actually do a race. I was like, it doesn't need to be about me, Dad. We can all have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's
he's too nice.
Well, he wants to see you. He wants to see you in the limelight. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's pretty cool. And so did they have an influence on you getting into rally? Or where did that come from?
Basically, I told my dad that the reason why we went to the adventure ride was because I told my dad, I want to go really far, fill up, and go really far. Mm-hmm. They're like, let's go do a adventure ride. We got 500s, and we just started doing long distance riding. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's kind of all my dad's fault, obviously.
Well, it sounds like a horrible thing to blame him for.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it's true. You're really going to go far in rally racing. And like I said, everything else, I mean, worst you can do on a dirt bike is going to be the Baja 1000 Ironman it, or something like that,
Yeah.
But then again, you've probably ridden those same roads, a billion times. Have you been over to the Baja side yet?
I've only been to Mexico 3 times, and that is basically for Sonora.
Okay.
Sonora riding, racing twice, practice once. That was before Sonora. They had a school.
Okay.
I've never been anywhere else.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah. There's a lot to see on the coast side of things for sure.
Yeah, I've heard a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Sky and all that stuff. What about your dad? I'm sure your dad's probably been over there too, right?
Never been there.
No?
Hasn't seen anything.
Oh man.
We've been to Costa. We did the Costa Rica Unlimited thing. That's about the craziest thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
Really, as a family.
All right. Well,
Went with my mom and my brother and my dad. Rode dirt bikes for a week and then drove around Costa Rica for like another week or 2.
Yeah. God, that sounds horrible. Why would you ever do that?
Because my mom's boss.
Oh, it was your mom's idea?
Yeah, basically. She's the boss.
Ah. Well, that was a horrible idea. I'm glad she made you guys do it.
Crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, we happen to know a lot of people that know a lot about Baja, so
yeah,
definitely do some rides down on that side. There's a lot of stuff to see for sure. So it'd be cool to get you guys over on that side.
Yeah. Well, definitely right now the focus is Dakar.
Yeah.
Probably not anywhere near close to being in the budget to do anything but Dakar.
Mm-hmm.
I actually stopped doing like any racing.
Okay.
This year and a lot of stuff last year just to make sure I was like, I want to be ready to race a rally and just saving money basically.
Yeah. Nice. Well, yeah, it's, in talking to Skylar, it is definitely a big financial undertaking for sure.
Yeah. He's basically sold everything, done a lot of fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually part of our plan. Do some road book rides.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get some new T-shirt designs. I think the face masks with the hat and a shirt. How could you not buy all 3?
Right.
Right. So that might be one of the next things. With the Wildfire Moto is the guy's Instagram. Talk to him a lot at Sonora and maybe work together on some things.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, everything in the end everything's going to add up. It's, whether it covers travel expenses or food or whatever it is, everything just adds up. So
yeah,
that'd be awesome. And then MotoMinded, right? MotoMinded's helping you out with the people with the Sonora Tower purchases.
Yes, exactly. I was going to bring that up naturally, but you did a great job right there. Chris Vestal.
This was not a paid advertisement by.
Chris from MotoMinded is super supportive. Like ever since the beginning, he's basically the reason why I went to the Scott Bright School. I think he actually told us about it.
Yeah.
So if you want to say who like is the reasoning for doing rally, it's honestly him. He really got us into it by introducing us to the right people. Yeah. Obviously helps us with the towers. Mm-hmm. He's helping us raise some money by every tower sold this year until Dakar. We get a little bit of the change from it. Towers are great. Jake Argybright proved that this year, I think.
I kind of saw.
the factory KTM OEM part broke.
Correct.
Windshield. Everything else was fine.
I was gonna say, I looked at it when it came in. I'm going, ooh, this is gonna be ugly, because I saw the top piece of the windshield missing, the windscreen missing, and then I started looking at it going, no, roadbook looks straight.
100%, it's the only problem was the windshield that comes from KTM, and I was like, that's an awesome look for MotoMinded right there.
Yeah,
everything's straight. He went over the bars, like he crashed the bike, and the bike is perfect.
And I've seen that happen so many times at other rallies, and it's like then they're there for like a half hour trying to figure out how they're going to get the tower to stay on the bike again so they can finish the route, or finish the day's stage. So that speaks very highly of what Chris did with that tower. Yeah,
a lot of hours obviously going into testing, and a lot of people helping him out by buying the tower. They break something, he'll know it because they let him know. He creates a better part for it. Everything's changeable on it. Like, it's super good design.
It is. And it's light enough. I mean, convenient enough. Because, I mean, how many miles would you say you've put on your 500 with that tower? Or hours?
I think there's like 100 and somewhere between 105, 110 hours on the new Moto-Minded V3 tower. Then the other one that's on my dad's bike, definitely over 200 hours, 200 something hours.
Yeah.
And it's perfect condition.
Yeah. So that's a lot. So it's not like, because in a crash, it's anybody's game, right? I mean,
obviously it's not.
Yeah. It's not designed for that. But now 300, what I'm hearing is like 300 hours total just between both of you.
Regular riding, it will hold up.
Yeah. And that's where you would expect to see, like with the vibration, you would see the cracks, start to show, the bowls, the things, the fatigue.
Yeah.
And it's still there. So,
yeah. Pretty quality stuff.
Yeah. So no, he's definitely done a good, and it looks sharp, fins and everything.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. He did a good job. Sweet. Well, it's Friday. It's the weekend. It's time to go riding for you, right?
My mom was like, on a Friday night, he wants to spend it with you. I
like,
I forgot it's Friday.
I know.
All day.
Well, listen, don't grow up. It's a trap, because then all you do is work. I do have to work tomorrow.
Wake up in the morning, finish the rest of school, then work on motorcycles.
That sounds horrible.
I'm rebuilding someone's 1995 CR250, doing full bottom top end. Yeah. Fork seals are leaking, so obviously I'm going to learn how to do suspension tomorrow.
There you go.
I just dropped off the frame to get it powder coated.
Nice.
I'm pretty much learning everything at once. Not that I haven't done it before, mid-race even, but... But,
it's in a more controlled environment. Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice when you actually have all the tools to do it right. I'm learning how to do it right, and that's the best part.
Yeah. No, that's good. Then that'll be awesome. So are you posting that on your social media so people can see what you're doing on that?
I've been taking a few pics here and there.
Okay.
My dad actually told me I should tell people on social media that I'm actually doing things other than riding dirt bikes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you're busy, you don't think about that stuff.
True. I've learned that just take a bunch of pictures randomly and then come back later on and post them.
That's what I've been trying to do. But even then, I was like, Mom, I didn't post a picture today. And she's like, you post plenty. And I'm like, but I didn't post it, only to my story. It's way different.
Oh, and that's a whole other can of worms on it. Well, what time to post, what hashtags to use.
Because then if you don't post at a good time, then you get like half the likes.
Correct.
So it matters.
So there's a whole another game. So you're going to need a social media manager, which sounds like maybe Mom can help with that.
She's pretty good at it so far. That's why we have the Core Off-Road Instagram now.
Nice. There we
Posting about me and Carter. Make us both look good.
There you go. Yeah. Got to have that, build that following up and all that stuff. I'll give you I'll shoot you a message with a tool that I use that helps make the Instagram thing a little easier. So that way you don't have to.
I heard there's a thing where like you get all your pictures for the week. Was it you telling me this? Get all the pictures for the week, write the thing, and then it posts for you or something. Yeah,
there's a program called Later that does that. It wasn't me that told you that, but yeah, there's a program that we use that will help that you can do that with. And yeah, just put everything together and then just send it. And then it'll just post it, so you don't have to remember to post it at a certain time of day or whatever. It just does it automatically.
We're doing a lot of good shout-outs tonight. Maybe I should just do a few more. Rally Moto Shop,
there you
Mom
go.
And Dad, my brother, David, Felipe, whole Barron family.
There you go.
ET Racing, John Tallarico, everybody I could think of, R&S Electronics, Tony, really far away guy, super awesome, super helpful. Jordy for the good messages throughout the week. Chris Vessel for all his support and the training. Without him, I wouldn't have a bike to learn how to ride road books. So what a great guy.
Nice.
And Bingo, Good Boy Racing.
All right. See, you got this down. What are you talking about?
Well, so I've gotten a lot of trophies in the past, right? But nobody's ever there to really cheer for me.
Yeah. Well, there's, whether you know it or not, there's always people in your corner.
It's different when you're thinking about people are going to hear you talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets stressful. I was telling my mom, I'm more stressed about this podcast than I was lining up for the race.
All right.
Like this is big for me.
Well, don't worry about it. You're doing just fine. That's why I don't send scripts. Like everybody that you've heard that I've interviewed, everybody is like, they have no idea what I'm going to ask them. And for the same reason, because it's just a conversation. So whether it's on TV or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
So you got it. So cool.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I'm glad you took the time. I mean, I know you got between school and between all the rally and working on the bikes and all that stuff, you got stuff going down. So I appreciate you taking
there's always time. There's always time for social media.
There you go. We'll get the word out and get you some more followers. So I will get with you offline and get your social media stuff and all of that, any links and stuff like that we want to put on the episode. And then I will get this I was thinking of publishing it tonight, but we'll publish it on Sunday. And so you'll be
perfect.
You'll be the first episode back after Sonora Rally.
Sweet.
Nice. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, Mason.
Thank you for all the pictures throughout the week that you've talked to me every day.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm glad you had a good rally too. I mean, I'm excited to see the future, dude. This is going to be awesome. So,
yeah.
Awesome. All right, sir. Well, you have a good evening and say hi to the family for me.
You too. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So that was Mason Klein. Pretty cool. I mean, I'm stoked. 19 years old. I didn't know how old he was, but 19 years old and on his way. So this is crazy. And, we talked a little bit about it, and that's, I mentioned it. It's like, I don't like to script podcasts or anything like that. I've in the past was like, oh, you should have some prep questions on stuff. But you know what? It takes away from the organic feel of the conversation. So on the technical side of things is the podcasts, I don't generally edit them. I don't cut the stuff out that's said because it's just a conversation between people. And this is absolutely awesome. Mason is doing big things, already lining up. It really caught me off guard when we were talking about the start on day 2 and leading out. And to me, that's a big deal because in previous events, like say at Baja Rally, right, it was always the person that led out was the one that it's like in off-road racing, you generally, if you're the last to sign up or whatever it is, they put you at the back of the field. And that's just the norm. That's just how it goes. Unless you request a rear start, then they really, really put you at the back of the field. So one of the years at Baja Rally, we did that. We had a couple people that weren't at the drawing, and it was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, they just go at the back of the field. And then it was quickly brought to my attention that that's not actually, that's giving them an advantage rather than a disadvantage. So it was like, okay, well, now they got to go up to the front. Which, okay, cool, I get it. The end result is you want to be fair with everybody. And so to me, seeing that and then hearing Mason say like, no, I'm okay with being out front, leading out and doing that I'm just going to send it. I'm just going to do it. And he did it. And that was, I mean, that's just huge to me. I mean, it's an awesome thing to see. And like I said, at 19 years old and the names, like we said in rally, it just, once you get the stages going, they just kind of float to where they're going to be. And to see Mason's name up towards the top really shows, the effort and the ability, and like I said, the navigation and the riding skill. And I'm going to say I think he's being humble about the riding ability, which is good. It's always good to be humble, but just like most of the other guys on bikes, even if they only let him go to second gear, I have a chance in hell of trying to catch him. He is still very fast. So it's not like when we're talking, riding ability, he is very quick. So only going to get better with time. And then now, he was talking about being able to ride in Holland and some of these other places is absolutely huge. to be able to go and learn stuff and learn about road books from people that have been doing road books for years. You know, you got to remember that here in the States, we're kind of behind the curve as far as road books, road book rallies, road book racing, reading road books and stuff like that, where over in Europe and some of the other countries, it's like the norm. It's like soccer. Soccer is not as popular here as it is as, you know, the religion that it is in other countries. And the same goes for rally raids and road books. It's the same thing here in the States, you know, not as many or not as big a following. There's a big following, right? A lot of people watch Dakar, but not a lot of people are jumping, you know, all right, time to order all the stuff from Rally Moto Shop or Moto Minded, and I'm going to get my bike set up and I'm going to go road book racing. It just does not happen that way yet. So hopefully with this podcast, we can get them there. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up. We're up to about an hour 10 now. So I think that's a pretty good place to stop. So as mentioned at the end of talking with Mason, we're gonna get it set up. I will get the links in there. I'll get the links to the tower from Moto Minded that we're talking about, and that, remember, the proceeds are going to help Mason's effort to get to Dakar and what he's doing there and supporting him there. So if you're looking at setting up a bike for either rally raid, which is cool, that's what we want to do. Or if it's just to do some long distance traveling and you want to have a tower on there, you have that available from Moto Minded. And so I can tell you, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw when Jacob Argybright brought the KTM 500, Mason's practice bike, to the line and had a little off and smoked that front windshield. The tower was straight. And I looked, and without even thinking about it, I was already looking to see, okay, what's bent, what's done, and this and that, and nothing. So I was absolutely stoked to see that, and that's a testament to what Chris has designed over at Moto Minded. So absolutely excited. Big shout out too on that one. That was absolutely crazy. Jacob did have a bit of a rough go with the motors of the Cowies, and Mason right away, without skipping a beat, stepped up to the plate and allowed him to use his practice bike to finish out the rallies and finish out the rally stages and stuff like that. So it's absolutely huge. Very, very, very cool. So it is a testament to the spirit that you find in the Rally Raid Bivouac. So I hope more people will go want to watch this, or at least hang out and do this. I mean, there's got to be more ways to get involved. If you want to volunteer for the events and stuff like that, reach out to the local organizations. You've got Sonora Rally, you've got Baja Rally as well. So you've got some different events that you can go to and check out and at least see. And I'm telling you now, it's a different experience. So I hope to see you guys out there. I am going to be working with Rally Comp at the Baja Rally coming up in a couple of months. So more details on that. We'll probably have Scotty Bloom from Baja Rally on the show as well. I want to talk to him a little bit about road book making, since he is the guy when it comes to making those. And then stay tuned. We're going to have more episodes coming up. We're going to recap with more of the guys from Sonora Rally and how their event went, and see if maybe there's some stuff some knowledge that they are willing to part on us to help get more people in there. So anyway, all right, that is a wrap. Don't forget to follow us on chasingwaypoints.com. You'll have the link on Chasing Waypoints Facebook page, so you can like, comment, share that. That will take you to the website. And then also check us out on Instagram. That is Chasing Waypoints _official on Instagram. Once again, Chasing Waypoints _official. And then you can find us. Where else can you find us? Oh, on YouTube. We're also on YouTube. Not as much going on there, but we will start having podcasts there soon. We'll be doing some video stuff so you guys can see my, ugly mug or whatever. And then my very unique artwork here. And yeah. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good week. We are back. We're going to be back to doing this weekly again. Again, I apologize for the break, but we were out racing. So, we were out at the rally raids. Anyway, see you guys.